the questions over this controversial salute to America the president's putting on tomorrow. One of them, just how much is this going to cost everybody? How much will this cost taxpayers? Turns out at least $2.5 million, according to the Washington Post. At least $2.5 million. They report the National Park Service is diverting that money from entry fees to help pay for the tanks, the flyovers, etc. That's money that's usually used to help keep up our national parks around the country. President Trump's tweeting about it this morning, saying it will be the show of a lifetime. But will it be this show of unity and patriotism or a show of partisan politics, as a lot of Democratic critics are calling it, with one describing this as a vanity project? NBC's Monica Alba is outside the Lincoln Memorial. I'm also joined by Bob Costa, Washington Post national political reporter and MSNBC political analyst. Also with me, political White House reporter Nancy Cook and NPR White House correspondent Tamara Keith, who's been writing about this. Mon, let me start with you. I think the tanks have been put into position out on the mall, right? Talk us through that, and then this idea that this $2.5 million parks fee is just a small fraction, potentially, of the cost of this whole thing.
That's exactly right, Hallie, and I'm going to move over here a little bit because, yes, we are on an active street, but exactly what you can see here to my left is two Bradley fighting vehicles, and this is just some of the example of the military might that we expect to see on display tomorrow evening. Now, these two pieces of equipment were moved overnight via train and then flatbed because they are so heavy, and this is just a fraction. There's going to be a lot more tomorrow, but of course, when you talk about the price tag, it's not known how much this is going to cost, and that's because there are a lot of elements at play. You've got flyovers, you've got all the branches of the military represented. Of course, with all the number of people expected here, there's a lot of security that's expected to be on the mall. So the real question is, we don't know how much this is going to cost, but certainly something to watch. This tone, what tone is the president going to take tomorrow evening? And when he was asked if he could give a speech that will really appeal to all Americans, he said, "I think so." And then in the same answer said that Democrats with their health care plan are going to, quote, destroy the country. So it's a very fine line he has to walk. But as you know well, he fell in love with this idea of displaying military vehicles and really saluting the troops 2 summers ago on Bastille Day in Paris with Emmanuel Macron. So I think for the president, this is really a show of not just military might, but optics. We're going to, of course, have fireworks. There's a lot of other flashy events. But the real question is, A, how much will this cost? And B, does this turn into more of a campaign rally or really what is typically a nonpartisan event for the 4th of July, Hallie?
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.